I'm Bailey with the Courier-Journal, and we're here today at Flower de Lis Bakery with Jessica Roberts, the owner and chef. So what are we making today?
Today we are doing our Triple Crown Pie. It's our version of the Louisville seasonal favorite because we have to come up with a different name for it. So we decided Triple Crown, and that represents the fact that it has three main ingredients: pecans, chocolate, and of course bourbon.
Awesome.
So there we go for Spirited Kitchen. Got some tasty alcohol in there.
Awesome.
So this is pretty easy. The first ingredient you want to start with is one of the more important ones, which is your pie crust. I make my own here at the shop, but you can pick up your favorite kind at the grocery store, or if you have a recipe that you like to make yourself, go for it. I keep mine frozen so that it keeps its shape in the oven really nicely.
Okay.
So ours is frozen and pre-shaped, but not pre-baked.
Are there any at the store that you like that maybe you would suggest? Have you tried any? I know you probably make your own all the time.
I do make my own most of the time. I finally got it perfected, so I try to stick to my own. Pillsbury, I think, probably makes a pretty solid
All right, good to know.
pie shell. So first we're gonna start with our wet ingredients. We have 2 eggs, so we'll whisk those up just so they're easier to incorporate with everything else. Then we will add our butter, which we have melted. And this is unsalted butter. One of the keys to professional cooking is that we use unsalted butter because that way we can control the amount of salt in the recipe.
Okay.
So I do add salt later on.
Gotcha.
And next we will use corn syrup. This is dark Caro corn syrup,
Okay.
which gives it some of its sweetness and the texture. And I know some people are afraid of corn syrup, but there are just certain Southern recipes that require it.
Is there anything I can help you with? Should I whisk?
I will let you add the next ingredient, which is our most important ingredient
Awesome.
today, and that is the bourbon. So if you will, go ahead and pour that in. That is some bourbon and then also some vanilla extract.
Okay.
I add vanilla to everything because I think it's the key ingredient to a delicious baked good.
I agree.
So I have added an ounce of bourbon to this recipe, but depending on who you are making it for, you can add more.
Do a little more, do a little less. All right.
This is my general go-to, but you can certainly do more bourbon.
Yeah.
If I was making it just for myself and my family, I might add a little bit more.
What is the reason for adding bourbon to this recipe? You know, what are you trying to get out of it?
Tastiness.
Okay.
I just think it adds a little something extra to a pecan pie. Pecan pie can be very one note, very expected, I guess.
Yeah.
So this kind of just sets it apart from something that you might pick up at the grocery store.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It adds a little sweetness and it adds a little bit more Kentucky, so it's seasonal. This is my brown sugar and my flour and my salt, which I've gone ahead and whisked together already.
Okay.
So that they're easier to incorporate. So we'll just whisk that in until it's nice and smooth. And now that we've got our pie filling, we will, if you will do the honors of pouring this into the pie crust. It's nice and even. All right. So this is another thing you can adjust as well if you want to customize it a little bit. You can add more chocolate, less chocolate, milk chocolate if that's your thing. I'm a fan of dark chocolate personally, so that's what we're using here today. I think it offsets the sweetness of the filling a little bit, but you can certainly add something different if you like. So now that everything is in there, you just give it a nice little swirl to make sure it's all incorporated, and that is your pie.
That's it?
That's it.
That's so easy.
It's very easy. So then you just pop it in the oven. At your home, your oven will be 350 degrees. So, and it'll bake for about 45 to 60 minutes depending on how your oven does. And then it's ready to go. So this is our finished pie.
It looks so good.
And I'll put a slice right there so we can try it.
Awesome. So
Shall we
excited.
toast before we
Yeah, absolutely.
drink? A nice little pairing. Cheers. And I'll let you have the first taste.
You're too kind. That's really good. It's not super sweet. I thought it would be, a lot sweeter, but it's really good.
Yeah, the bourbon and the chocolate balance it out a little bit, so
Cool.
it's easy to eat too much.
Well, thank you again, and that's the
Thank
spirit.
you.